Hi everyone, it's Rosie here, and this week's topic is coming out. Now, this is probably one of the hardest things you will ever have to do, and it takes a lot of courage to do it and a lot of strength. I am going to share with you my story and how I came out to close friends and family members. Well, basically, I've always known that I've been different in some way. Everyone in my class would always be talking about boys and what celebrity guys they fancied. Meanwhile, I was sitting talking about food and watching TV. Like, I seriously couldn't care less about relationships or boys. And I thought, oh, maybe that's normal. Maybe I'm just not ready to be in a relationship with a guy yet. So I went through secondary school, no boyfriends, nothing. Didn't really think twice about it, to be honest. It's just the way I was. Everybody known me as a person that never had a boyfriend, but they just thought, oh, that's Rosie, that's just the way Rosie is. She doesn't want one at the minute, she doesn't care. It was 2 years ago. I was watching a TV show called Pretty Little Liars, and Emily, who was one of the main characters, was a lesbian in it. And whenever I watched the scene of her and Maya, I immediately got butterflies in my stomach, and it's like an explosion went off in my head, and I realised, and I was like, oh my god, it all makes sense. And I was like, wow, I am so slow to not have realised sooner. I then started to track back, and anytime I watched a movie, I was always looking out for the female lead. I didn't care about the guys. I've only ever had girl crushes. Not once have I had a guy crush or been attracted to guys in any way. Girls would be pointing at guys with ripped chests and muscles, and I would just be like, oh, that's nice. But they would be all like, oh, he's so hot, and I would just nod along and just go along with it, even though I didn't feel anything whatsoever. I immediately then started to question myself, and I went online to forums asking questions, doing quizzes. I found Jenna Ann from the Lesbian Answers YouTube channel, who I think is absolutely amazing. And literally, when I watched her videos, I just knew for a fact I was. Then it came around to the problem and thinking about, oh no, when will I tell my friends? What's it going to be like? Etc, etc. I wasn't really worried to tell my close friends because the people I surround myself with are not homophobic. And if anybody was homophobic, I would definitely not be their friends, because I really support the LGBT community, and I'm totally against anyone who doesn't accept it. My best friend was the first to really find out about me, and her reaction was quite hilarious. I texted her saying, Laura, I'm different, and she was like, what? And she knew it was coming. She could sense it. I rang her up on the phone and started saying, yeah, well, basically I am. And she responded by saying, oh my god, that is so cool. That's what she said to me. She said, that is so awesome. Oh my god, I'm so excited for you. And that was quite the funniest reaction I've ever got. She just seemed like it was like nothing to her. It was just, she found it quite funny. My other close friends I told over texting or Facebook, and nobody seemed to be that bothered about it. Nobody really thought about it twice. I really wanted to tell my close family 2 years ago, but it kind of happened at a really bad time. My mum got diagnosed with stomach cancer, and within a few months she passed away. So I was distraught, obviously, because she was basically everything to me. She was my everything, and she was taken away from me. So I just didn't think it was going to be a good time to mention it, so I kept it quiet. I always wonder to myself what way would she have reacted, but I can kind of tell in my heart she knew I was different and she would have accepted it. Her sister, my aunt, is actually a lesbian, so I know that she would have accepted who I was. A year ago, last summer, I decided to tell two of my sisters who are very close to me, and I've actually got a diary, and oh, the sheet fell out of it. I've got a diary, it's a very pretty diary, which my mum gave me, and I wrote down the reactions in it. So I'm going to share with you what way they acted. So basically, Gay Pride was coming up and my Aunt Anne wanted us to come with her for the day out to see the parades, as she is a lesbian. And the subject was in my mind at this stage, and I felt all these butterflies in my stomach. I knew it was time to tell her. To say it out loud, them 3 words, is the hardest thing ever. I was shaking so much I could barely write it, never mind speak it. I grabbed an orange post-it and wrote, "I think I'm gay." And I've still got the post-it. It's really faded, but I actually grabbed the post-it and wrote down on it, "I think I'm gay." And the fact that I wrote, "I think I'm gay," just shows how I was so insecure and trying to cover it up, even though I was 100% sure. I still wrote "I think" because I was scared. I went and brought my little sister into the room, and she's about 12 years old. I told her, "There's something I need to tell you," and she jokingly responded to me, and she said this, which I think is quite funny. She said to me, "Ah, you're gay, I know." And I was like, "What?" And then she said, "I'm only joking. So what is it?" And then I froze and was like, I don't know what to do. So I handed her the post-it. 2 weeks later, I told my sister Onya. I also felt the urge. There is a gut instinct inside you. You can feel. My stomach was churning. I felt sick, and my heart was beating like mad. And I just knew I had to tell my other sister. And I wrote down on a piece of really wrinkly paper, I wrote, "I'm pretty sure I'm gay." Now, once again, I didn't say that I was fully gay. I was saying, "I'm pretty sure." So I was being really insecure about myself again. And I passed it to her, and she immediately started crying. And this made me cry, and she really felt sad because I couldn't come to her sooner and tell her this because of what happened that year. It was so crazy. You just really need to try and find some sort of strength within yourself and just go for it. I think writing someone a letter so you can explain it all, and hoping that you can explain stuff better whenever it's written down. And I think if you handed someone a letter, they would understand it more. You can explain everything without stumbling over your words, and maybe then that would be a good way for them to find out if you wrote them a nicely worded letter. Now, I wouldn't say that I'm fully out of the closet because I live in a village and nobody else really knows apart from certain members of my close family. And the reason that not everyone knows is because I'm not screaming it from the rooftops. I'm not handing out flyers telling everyone, "By the way, Rosie's gay. There you go. Take them all." Like, there's no need to tell people when it's none of their business. And when they find out, they find out. I'm just not going to go out of my way to tell people that just want to gossip. They don't need to know about it. That was it for this week. I'll see you next Saturday at the same time and the same place. I'm moving to London in about 20 days. No, actually, about 15 days. So I'm so super excited. I'll see you guys. Bye!